From Tenpins and more in Rio Rancho, we're here for the title matches of today's JBT event, our last regular event of 2021. And in case you recognize this guy, because he was in this position about 12 hours ago with his pop, this time doing it on his own in singles. Logan, Trujillo, your top seed, taking on Caleb Bench, who has never finished worse than second in a JBT event. He's from Colorado Springs, pulled our Colorado stop in October, finished second in that one, and has won 2 matches to get to the title match here. So a great start to his young JBT career. Great start to the Scratch Division title match with Justin Weddich coming off an exciting 1-pin win in the semifinal over John Green. That looked to be odds on the title match, but Justin put a stop to that. He's going up against Hunter Mays, and Hunter plus short plus 10 pins equals tournament leader. And it wasn't easy, but that stayed the case today. As you can see, that short pattern and that far right break point. 200 to 199 with the strike and the fill ball over John. He beat Josh Burrett in round 1, 244 to 224. So, as usually happens on short, the top scorers find a pretty good look and are able to put up decent numbers. No problem at all. The 2-pin right there. Got it, Logan? Yep. Go ahead and shoot it. Go ahead and shoot it. There's no problem at the 8. The computer thought he struck, but Logan said, no, I'll fix that. And here is this guy having another colossal year. Hunter Mays looking for title number 18 of his JBT career. Purple Hammer up 5 board, and he just dices those pins apart. Logan was in a good battle with Caleb for the tournament lead off and on throughout the day, and then all of a sudden in game 8 blasted a front 7 253 scratch to jump way ahead into first place. Step ladder, you got to win one more match. He's off to a good start here with spare double. Bowls here at Tenpins all the time, practicing constantly. Really hasn't had a bowling ball not in his hands for the last 2.5 days. I'm going at it. Hunter in the third with that early lead, but a mistake. Caleb asked me in the break between the games, is he human? And sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but yes, he is. And even Hunter, if you miss enough right for the left-handers today, that ball's going to creep high no matter who you are. And a big split means he will fall behind early in the match, unless he converts it, which he's certainly capable of doing. Meanwhile, Trujillo with an uncharacteristic mistake for him, as well as he's been bowling with a 1 count off a double. That's a lot of count loss, obviously. It'll be compounded if he can't find a way to convert the spare. Whoops! That's off his hand early as well. Only gets a couple more. So big mistakes from Trujillo and Mays. They'll have to recover. And a big opportunity for Bench to take advantage. Hunter unable to convert as well. Jaden Raymond won a tiebreaker to get into the stepladder finals. Then Benj beat him in the first game. Get this, 124 to 123 in just a ugly match, but it's naturally competition. And Caleb had that 1-pin win. Really took advantage by a much better game, beating Len Matthews in the semifinals. Get the chance here to play Trujillo, looking for the rare back-to-back wins. It is very hard to win one of these, let alone 2 in one weekend. I think especially in handicap, because your average generally goes way up overnight. It certainly did in his case. He went up 10 or 15 pins, right? Overnight? Yeah, that happens. We consider that a compliment around here. I don't know if the bowlers consider that a compliment, but I consider that a compliment. So, big thanks to Steve and the whole team for having us, as always. Great supporter of tournament bowling at all levels here at Rio Rancho. It's kind of a shaky couple frames from both bowlers here. They'll have to get themselves sorted out. What a great confidence-boosting day this has been from Weddich, regardless of the result of this match. Oh, he gets a bad bad break there, wrapped in the washout. That strike he threw on the fill ball to beat John was perfect, and it's a confidence boost he really needed. He's been struggling, there's no other way to say it. He hasn't had a lot of time to practice, so that made the struggle even worse. So great to see a dedicated bowler bust out of a slump a little bit here. Of course, he has been busting out of that slump for a couple of weeks. He just shot 300 in high school last week. But before then, it had been a struggle bus for sure. So he's opening up that right shoulder at Lux. He's trying to project the ball about as far right as he can. Pretty shot. Very intense. See if Logan can rebound. He was frustrated after that fourth frame, of course, as he should be. Much better shot, much more making to spare. It's hard to remember when these kids bowl so darn well that they are exactly that, they're kids. You know, the emotions go up and down quickly. Every shot, you know, you're on top of the world or you're just the most miserable human on the planet. No, the soccer ball doesn't quite play over. Correction before Hunter calls me during the week and corrects me. Hunter has 18. He's looking for his 19th career title. Should he win, he will tie two names that are familiar around here, Kyle Duster and JD Nance, former co-director with me, JD Nance, out here in New Mexico. Oh! Great shot. Messenger misses the 7. Trio looking to rebound. Almost gets that 2-pin to roll. That win yesterday was his first career title. He topped 4th at the Youth New Mexico Open earlier this season, so having a fantastic start to the 21-22 campaign. Hunter, no trouble at that corner pin. We'll see if Logan can get himself regrouped here and convert this 2-pin. I think he's gonna. I think he did. All better. You don't need to do much commentary around Logan. Just point a camera at him. You'll know how well he's bowling. Caleb covers a lot of boards. Missing right, and that ball's going to take off to the right. He catches a tremendous break there with the runaway Brooklyn. He'll take it. This is a hard pattern to cover that many boards on. When he misses right, it's going to go way right. When he misses left, it's going to go way left when you're trying to hook the ball that much on a short, flat pattern. One of the reasons Hunter's so successful on this pattern is even though he says all that rev, he's covering very few boards. He's not trying to cover a lot of boards. He wants to go as hard and straight up the corner as he can, and you see what I mean. And when he misses left enough, that ball just hydroplanes in the out of bounds. That could have been anything from 0 to about 8, and he's real lucky to get 6 out of it. It's something relatively makeable. After all this, Weathers trails by only 9, spare work in the 6th frame of the title match. Yeah, rotten break there too. Break could have been a bucket or part of a bucket. Instead it dissolves into a 5-7 as Caleb picks up that middle bucket. U17 went to John Green, who beat Geraldine Delagarito for that in a nice match. And Robin Priolo was the girls stretched. She's up today with the win over Eileen Lenares. Justin's capable of making this 5-7. That's close. Nope. Just a bit too much of that 5. That's going to go left. Oh! Caleb had a fantastic break on a runaway Brooklyn on that lane. Logan does essentially the same thing, opposite hand. He will say thank you very much. And it's within a mark. He's giving 9. Logan's got to win this game by 9 to tie, 10 to win. So that stands, he trails by 12. And 4, Hunter. 4 also. Ball return on everything. That was very unusual, wasn't it?
Hey, why? Hey, you're tiring, okay? Why don't you listen up? Hit your mark. You're tired. Okay? The ball, Yeah, he's coming. Hey, the ball will be.
Papa Trujillo giving this,
Put it out there, okay?
taking this moment to give a little pep talk to his kid. Perfectly legal. Mama May's giving no pep talk whatsoever, just smiling politely. I think. No pep talk away. Justin's actually been back here kind of doing his thing, just trying to stay in the moment over here, but he's staying down there for this shot. And Logan and Caleb look nervous as heck. Just sitting down there contemplating life, saying, can I please have my bowling ball back so we can get on with this? I wouldn't mind that either. It's only 3:30 and this is not going to get home in daylight, but it could be way worse. It has been way worse. Exactly. Big rebound shot here for Wedditch, but that's way left. And another huge break on Brooklyn's. Wow. And another huge break on Brooklyn. The last 4 strikes by Wedditch, Trujillo, and Ben have been awful. I don't know how else to say it. But you know what? It don't matter how they fall. It matters that they fall. They're X's on the scoreboard. Those are giant for Logan. Let's see if Caleb and Hunter can answer their opponent's X's. Whoa! Way out again. Pretty ball from Mays. He does get that double and regains, or rather extends his lead. Leads by 30. Oh, what is that? Oh, good heavens. 32 pins, yeah. Another tough middle spare combination for Bench. And he has it. Nicely done. Each of those bowlers in handicap is capable of striking out. Each of them is capable of gutter balls. You never know in handicap how these matches are going to play out. So, easy for me to say back here, but forget about your opponent. Forget about any mistakes you've made in the past. Just try and throw 2 really good shots here in the 9th and 10th. If it was that easy, I'd be down there doing it instead of talking about it. That's pretty good, right? Oh, that stands. That pin's got to be respun. Chris, would you get that for me? Chris, could you tell him to add the 4 to lane 3, please? That's a double whammy. He leaves a tougher spare because we got to add that 4 pin to the rack, and he's icing the kicker in whatever amount of time it takes them to get that 4 pin respot, hopefully quickly. Wedditch behind the 8 ball now. He's got to capitalize on that last strike, and he does. So it's his best shot in quite a while. Powerful shot when he gets that ball to the right place. It's been 10 back a lot of the time here, and he's put up some clutch shots all throughout this step ladder. 1 career title. It's been a while. He would love to double his title total. Get by the sometimes superhuman Hunter. Caleb's got that 4 pin respot. Good job by the team here doing that fast. Shots for both bowlers at the same time. Here we go. That's a huge break for Wedditch and a nice spare for Caleb. Justin trying to stay loose. He does the old left arm follow through after that crucial Brooklyn to keep things potentially in range. He's got 221 of these strikes out. Hunter right now is in the low 220s. So he can hold the count, and he's only got 2 pins to play with. He can win the match with marks. Wide right for Logan is going to make things more interesting. My goodness. I'm not even going to try and do that math yet. Strike here would come close to icing it. That's one of those padded and Hunter shots that can knock 100 pins over when he puts it right there. That's just a tank going down the lanes. Obviously tough spare for Logan. And another problem here is count again. He's thrown 2 of his bad shots on double, so he lost a lot and could lose more, or he could make it. And he does! Yeah! That's not the easiest way to make it, but he gets just the right spot to get the ball to deflect into the 610. A fantastic spare that keeps this thing a 2-pin match, both bowlers on spares, headed into the 10th frame. Good matches all day long today. It'll be another fantastic finish there. Hunter's fine with that 8-pin right there. All he has to do is make it. If Hunter had a single pin spare to shoot it, it may well be the 8-pin, so he's fine with that. The crowd all oohed and awed. Oh man, great shot from Logan in the 10th. A solid 7 stays up. Has to cover that one. Hunter 60 feet away from 19 titles. There you go. No trouble at all. Boy, noble effort from Justin Weddage. He gave everything he had. It looked for all the world like it was going to be Hunter and John in the title match. And is going to fall a frame short of taking down a giant in a now 19-time champ. Logan at the spare. He got it. Yep. Leaps over to the 6th arrow with the other ball. Why not? There you go. That'll work. I guarantee he was very happy that ball struck, by the way. Internally. There you go. Very important fill ball for Logan, obviously, and a great effort from Weddage. Tons of positives here. Every pin counts for Trujillo. Oh no! No. Woo! That was an 1.5 inches from 0, and he got a way better result. 169. So Caleb needs 161 to win, and that requires a mark. And holding about 15 pins to count. Up quickly, must mark at least. Oh man, oh boy, now let's re-add everything. That's 141. He has to spare strike to win. And first things first, that is a very difficult spare. Spare strike is the winning combination. Anything less, Logan wins back to back. Can he find a way to cover this? It's one of the many ways to chop that one. Doesn't have the spare in the 10th. And in a back and forth weird one, Trujillo has doubled up on the weekend. My goodness gracious. Match play competition produces weird results sometimes. Great job out of all of our finalists. I can hardly believe it, but we're headed off to main event now. And we'll see you at it for what I guarantee you will be a fun and exciting time.